Hey, what's up, you guys? It's me, Lexi, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hi, hello, my name is Lexi. First of all, are we feeling the blue? Because I don't normally do blue makeup. I feel like blue isn't super flattering on me, but like today it just felt like a vibe. Let me know what you guys think down below because I don't know, I kind of like it, kind of don't, but like it's okay. Like I don't hate it. For those of you guys who may be new to my channel, I currently work at a music venue. I've worked at 2 music venues and I love to go to concerts. So I feel like I'm the person to speak on concert etiquette because y'all don't know how to act. I was kind of inspired to make this video based off of like what I see at work, but also like that one video that's been going viral of like the 2 girls fighting at the Drake concert over the sign. So I thought I'd give you guys 15 do's and don'ts of concert etiquette. Hey guys, it's me here editing the video right now, and I did realize that I do have a slight lisp in the video because I had a really bad toothache, okay? So just don't mind that and enjoy the video. So with that being said, let's get into the video. So the first do is do come prepared with your ticket ready at the gate, okay? Don't come without your ticket being ready. Don't be one of those people who's like, oh, it's on my phone, it's just loading, like, oh, my internet, like, because you're gonna piss off everybody, including the workers, because their job is to get people in like as fast as possible, and you're ruining the flow of things. What I always tell people is the night before, add it to your virtual wallet, okay? Whether you got an iPhone or Android, you have a virtual wallet, okay? Unless you have a track phone, but you have the virtual wallet for a reason, so add the ticket to your virtual wallet. Or if you're very old-fashioned and you like to come with like a physical ticket, have that ready. Don't be digging through your bag being like, oh my God, 1 second, like I'm so sorry, like I can't find my, have it ready. Number 2, do wear comfortable shoes. Don't wear heels or sandals. I'm recording my YouTube video. No. Now, I'm someone who supports people wearing whatever they want to wear. However, I guarantee you at some point in time, someone is going to step on your foot. That's why I would avoid wearing open-toed shoes. And also with heels, depending on where your seat is, I don't think you want to walk all through the venue wearing heels, especially if you're on the lawn. Walking up the lawn in heels and having like your heel dig into the grass like sounds absolutely awful, so just avoid it at all costs. Also, the walk from the parking lot to the venue and back, yeah, I doubt you're gonna be one of wearing heels for this unless you're Carrie Bradshaw. My personal recommendation, if you want to wear heels for the height, get a platform boot, whether that be a Chelsea boot or a Doc Martin. It'll do the same job. Number 3, do size up when it comes to merch. Don't size down, even if it is true to size. Let's be honest, you know, shit happens, you get older, you gain a little bit of weight, and I feel like when you get this band shirt, you are going to want to get the most amount of wear out of it as possible. I'll give you an example, okay? I saw Foo Fighters at the end of 2021, and at the time I saw Foo Fighters, I was like a medium/large in shirts. It really depended on like the material, but like for the most part, I would say I was a medium. And something told me to size up and get an extra large hoodie just to make sure I'd be able to fit in it. And like 2 years later, I gained a little bit of weight because, you know, shit happens, and it still fits fine. So that's why I say size up so you can get the most wear out of your merch. Number 4, don't bring in a bag if you don't have to, but do make sure you have your ID, your ticket, and like a credit card in case you want to buy something. Also, if you have like some type of medical condition, make sure you have like your insulin or your EpiPen or your inhaler. I cannot tell you guys the number of times I went to concerts with like a crossbody bag or like a fanny pack and was like holding on to my bag the whole time because I was so paranoid that like someone would try to steal something out of my bag and I wouldn't notice. So if you don't have to bring a bag, don't, and just make it easier on yourself. And if you are going to bring a bag, make sure you check online on the venue's website what types of bags are allowed at that venue, because I know some venues only allow clear bags or like bags of a certain size, and you don't want to show up and like have to take your bag back to the car. Like that sucks. So me personally, I just say save yourself the trouble. If you don't have to bring a bag, don't. 5, if you're over 21, do pregame if you partake in that, but don't show up sloppy drunk. Depending on the venue, if you show up sloppy drunk, they can turn you away because they'll see you as a liability. And what I mean by that is, let's say you show up sloppy drunk and then you hurt yourself. Then you're gonna wanna sue the venue, and the venue just doesn't want those problems, so as a result, they just won't let you in. So for that reason, venues can turn you away, and that's why I always tell people, don't show up sloppy drunk. Number 6, this take is kind of controversial, but I feel like there is no harm in letting a shorter person go in front of you. So do let shorter people go in front of you. Don't be that one dick that's like, no cutsies. Letting a shorter person go in front of you is not going to affect your experience whatsoever. I cannot tell you the number of times I've been at a concert and been in the pit and saw like a 4'10", 4'11" girl struggling to see because she was behind like a guy who was 6'8", and the 6'8" guy was being a dick and was like, no, you can't go in front of me. It's like, it's not that deep. Like, letting her go in front of you is not going to affect your experience whatsoever, but you're affecting hers. Like, sir, are you serious? Like, sir, you'll be okay. Another hot take, this isn't a tip or anything, I just feel like if you're 6 feet and over, you should not be on barricade unless you're willing to crouch down. Especially if it's a fandom where most of the people are girls, like, why are you blocking everyone's view? I was in middle school, and like, I'm showing my age here, but like one of my friends went to see Miranda Cosgrove. And I remember asking her how the concert went, and she was like, oh, it sucked. Like, this 6-foot dude was blocking everyone's view. And I remember at the time thinking, like, why was there a 6-foot dude at a Miranda Cosgrove concert? But like, looking back now, it definitely could have been someone's dad. But anyway, I'll never forget the time I saw mindless behavior at like 10 or 11 years old, and I was behind a group of teenagers. Like, I'm talking 16, 17 years old. And one of the girls turns around and she notices me and she's like, you can go in front of us, sweetie. And I remember like how nice that made me feel. So because of that, like, I always return the favor for shorter people. Number 7, do try to get there early. Don't be late. As someone who is late to everything in my daily life, I get it. Like, it's easy to be late. However, I just feel like if you want first dibs, you should get there early. And not only do I mean first dibs in terms of like a spot in line, but also like with parking, because parking can be really hard to find at concerts. I'm not saying you have to camp out. Well, I mean, like, you can if you want to, if the venue allows it. Just make sure you look online to see if the venue allows it. My venue doesn't. But if you have pit tickets and like want a chance at barricade or just like a good spot in general, I would say get there early. Now, how early should you get there? That depends on the artist's popularity. So, for example, I saw Incubus over the summer, and the show started at 7:30. So I got there at 3:30, even though I initially tried to get there at like 1 p.m. Okay, but I ended up getting there at 3:30, and I was first in line. Okay, and I ended up second row behind barricade. The only reason I didn't get barricade was because Incubus allows people to pay for early entry, which I think is a crock of horseshit. But I get it on one hand because the money goes to their charity, but on the other hand, I feel like if you want a good spot, wait in line like everybody else. You know what I mean? But anyways, let's say it's a more popular act. Let's say Tyler, the Creator, for example. If the show starts at 7:30 and you want a good spot, like on barricade, I would say get there at 10 a.m., okay? Because it's Tyler, the Creator. And once again, I can't stress this enough. Do not be late. You want to get your money's worth. And also, some venues will not let you in if you get there past a certain time. So for example, I know my venue, like, if you get there halfway through the artist's performance, they're not gonna let you in. However, if it's like a bill with like more than one person, so let's say, for example, because this was one show I worked, it was 50 Cent, Jeremiah, and Busta Rhymes. And it was Jeremiah first, and then Busta Rhymes, and then 50 Cent. Venues understand that like most of the time you're coming for one person. So like, let's say in that situation, like you were only coming for 50 Cent. Like, they would let you in the middle of Busta Rhymes set, but if you show up halfway through 50 Cent's set, they are not gonna let you in. So just try to be on time for concerts so you get your money's worth and you don't lose out on any money. Number 8, I'm being so fucking for real when I say this, but like, don't cut in front of anyone unless you know how to fight. Because 9 times out of 10, you're gonna get that ass whooped. Do wait in line. Don't cut in front of other people unless you can fight. This goes for in line and the show itself. The only time I personally think it's okay to cut in line is if you're meeting up with friends and your friends are already in line. Like, that makes sense. But if you're cutting the line just to cut the line, you better have hands. And if you're a girl, don't think for a second like pretty privilege is like gonna allow you to like cut in front of people, because people at concerts don't play. Like, I've seen plenty of pretty girls think their pretty privilege, ooh, that was a tongue twister, think that their pretty privilege was gonna allow them to just cut in front of people and like do as they please. And I've seen girls get elbowed in the face or like punched in the face. So like, people at concerts are there to see the artist, and they don't care how pretty you are. If you are getting in the way of them being able to see the show, they are going to do something about it. Period. I understand it's not easy to wait in line, or like it's not easy to have a bad spot, especially when you pay like all this money for pit tickets, but like cutting in front of other people is only gonna add to your problems. Number 9, it is okay to bring a sign, but don't bring a sign if you're in the nosebleeds or like anywhere in the venue that isn't directly in front of the artist. People already have bad spots. They're trying to see the show, even though the artist looks like a dot, and the last thing they need is your ass blocking their view. Not only are you wasting your own time, but like, you're also gonna piss other people off around you because they're not gonna be able to see anything. If you're in the pit, it's okay to bring a sign because obviously the artist is gonna see it, but don't hold the sign up the whole show. You have to be considerate to those behind you who may not be able to see with you holding up your big ass sign. Me personally, I would say only hold it up in between songs, because if you want the artist to reply to it, that's when they're most likely to reply to it. Number 10, do stay hydrated, but don't drink too much to the point where you have to go to the bathroom, because then you're gonna miss out on the show. Now, I know from experience that like when you're in the pit, it can be hard to like get in and get out, and you don't want to lose your spot. So what I always tell people is get collapsible water bottles like these. They're on Amazon, they're super cheap. You can sneak them in, okay? I usually sneak them in either in my bra or like my underwear, which is like TMI, but like, you know, make sure you take off like the metal hoop thingy. But yeah, you can sneak them in and like fill them up with water before the show, and you should be all right. Also, you can fill that up with whatever you want to. So whether that may be water or alcohol or juice, you can basically fill it up with whatever you want. But at the same time, don't overdo it with the liquids, because like then you're gonna have to pee, and then you're gonna miss some of the show, or you might pee on yourself. And like, number 11, do have respect for the people around you. Don't be that one guy. And what I mean by being that one guy is like that one guy who has to be the main character, that one guy who has to start a fight for no reason, or like that one guy who starts a mosh pit when it's like not appropriate to do so. Like, sir, why are you starting a mosh pit at a Frank Ocean concert? Or like the guy who has to crowd surf and like kick some girl in the face. Like, don't be that one guy. Be respectful to those around you, because everybody is there to enjoy the show. Number 13, I don't have a do, but it's just more of a don't. Don't throw things at the artist. I should not even have to tell you guys this. Y'all don't know how to act. I understand throwing bras or like throwing underwear, like that can be fun every once in a while. But when you're throwing books and water bottles and cell phones, it's crossing the line, because artists are not there to get stuff thrown at them. They are there to entertain you. They are not zoo animals. So don't treat them like it. So please, 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 please keep your stuff to yourself. If you have the absolute urge to throw something at the artist, let me tell you what to do. Here's a little tip. Stay home, okay? Stay home. 13, do let people get their spot back if they have to leave for whatever reason. Don't give them a hard time. You don't know what reason they had for leaving the pit, whether they had to pee or they had a medical condition or like an anxiety attack. One of my cousins went to see Logic with her friend group a few years ago, and her best friend had an anxiety attack in the pit and they had to leave. You know, she got overstimulated from being in the pit. That just goes to show you don't know what people are going through, so just give them some grace. I don't believe in the you leave, you lose mentality. Like, I just honestly believe in giving people grace. 14, do stay until the last song. Don't leave early. Whether you leave early or not, you are still going to end up in traffic. You might as well get your money's worth, you know? I remember being pissed because I saw Foo Fighters at the end of 2021, and the guy who I went with is like, oh, let's leave. And I was like, They haven't done All My Life. Like, they haven't done Everlong. Like, why are we leaving? And he was like, we have to beat the traffic. And I was like, okay. But meanwhile, we're walking back to the parking lot, and other people are walking back to the parking lot with us. And what do you think happened? We got stuck in traffic, and we had to hear Everlong from the parking lot. So just stay and get your money's worth, okay? You deserve it. And number 15, the final one, do leave after the artist's encore. Do not stay thinking they are going to come back out, because unless it's Post Malone, they are not coming back out. I know Post Malone is very famous for like coming back out and signing things. Besides that, like, I guarantee you the artist has probably already left the building. If you see the crew breaking down the stage, that is your cue to leave. Do not stay there thinking that the artist is gonna come back out, because like, if the crew is breaking out the stage, they are gone, okay? They're not coming back out. Early this summer, I worked a Dave Matthews show, and like, I say this with the utmost respect, but like, Dave Matthews has some of the most stubborn fans ever. Like, y'all truly ride or die for this man, okay? Because Dave Matthews had done his encore, had left the venue, and his fans were still waiting there hoping he would come back out. Mind you, like, the stage crew is already breaking down the stage. It got so bad to the point where his fans had to like get escorted out of the venue because they were just waiting there, waiting for him to come back. And it's like, baby, Dave has left already. I'll never forget, this one lady came up to me after the Dave Matthews show, and like, I felt so bad for her because she looked so sad. And she was like, is Dave gonna come back out? Like, he didn't even do Crash Into Me. And I was like, ma'am, like, Dave left already. And she was like, okay.
Oh. All right.
So yeah, if you see them breaking down the stage, that is your cue to leave. And the longer you guys stay, us workers have to stay. And like, I guarantee you, we just want to go home and shower. So that is the end of this video, 15 do's and don'ts about concert etiquette. If you like this video, be sure to like it, comment, whatever. I'm never gonna ask you guys to subscribe. If you want to subscribe, that's cool. If not, I get it, that's fine. But what I am gonna ask is that you guys follow me on Instagram at YourGamut and follow me on Twitter at LoserLikeLex. Okay, my Twitter got hacked earlier this year. I cannot stress it enough. And also, I'm working on my Instagram feed. I'm starting it all over, so go follow me on there. And yeah, I'll see you guys next week. Bye.